It's Writer Luck, Natalie Luck, however you want to call me. I am doing my Authortube Newbie Tag because all the Authortubers that I watch have been around for 1 to 3 years, and I had to dig deep to find something like this. I will jump right into the 13 questions. I will make sure to have these questions post up as well in my description, but I'm also going to have it pop up on the screen all pretty as I read them out. How did you find out about Authortube? Well, I had already started my novel, and I was like 5 chapters in on it, and I realized I should probably research publishing, and so I found all the videos of traditional versus self-publishing, and I started going deeper and deeper into the Authortube rabbit hole to find out the different writing styles and how I should be writing, editing, and show versus tell, all the beautiful stuff that looks great when it's done, but when you're doing it, you're like, is it? I don't know. So that's kind of how I went through the rabbit hole. I was already writing and I needed some questions answered, so why not go to YouTube? 2, what genres do you write in? My current novel is an adult contemporary, I guess. I know some people don't like the genre women's lit. It's most closely related to that. Subgenres would be like mental health or therapy or psychology, literature, novel type situation, but it's a complete work of fiction, and that's where I'm at. Question 3, what is your preferred writing tense, point of view, category of stories? So definitely prefer young adult and adult and new adult. I definitely prefer those. Children's books, I have to read to my kids enough as it is. I don't really want to jump into those. My favorite would be third person past tense, but close third person, also known as limited. But my novel is written in first person present tense, whereas all the dialogue is in past tense because they're talking about things that happened before, or a few times they are talking about future events, so it's future tense. But that's dialogue, and I'm catching myself a few times on that one. Are you plotter, pantser, or plantser? This one took me a little bit of time to figure out, and I realized I'm a plantser. I started writing my novel just because I had all these ideas and I threw it down, and then I realized, oh boy, I need to have an idea of where this is going. So as I'm in the middle of writing, I'm writing like little blurbs of, okay, the next chapter is going to have this happening. This will be in 2 chapters from now. This event needs to be divided up between multiple chapters with different depths of it and such. So I guess I'm a plantser. Don't like to really plan ahead, which is kind of funny because I'm working on a companion novel for my current novel, kind of outlining right now, so we'll see how that plays out. Are you self-published, published, or yet to be published? I'm yet to be published. I'm in the beta reader / critique partner phase right now. So I've already done my self-edit, and now I've got it out to others for them to give me their input on what I screwed up on, because I know it's there. If anybody tells me that it's perfect, it's great, I know they're lying, and I'm just gonna ignore whatever they have to say. What publishing company, literary agent, or printing company you are represented by or use? If you're not yet published, me. What is your dream publishing house and or literary agent? I mean, yeah, one of the big 5 would be kind of cool. At this point, really, my dreams are kind of on the low end, because I just want to be represented by a traditional publishing group that is ethical. None of these horror stories of people getting screwed over by traditional publishing, which actually turns out to be a vanity press or something like that. I just want something legit. I don't ask for much. Something legit, and it'd be kind of cool to get in advance. 7, what Authortube related videos can we expect to find on your channel? Still new to this, but I expect a lot of my videos are going to be my own personal experiences and tips. Kind of a vlog, not a vlog. All right, number 8. When did you start writing? Now, the actual starting my novel, the novel that I've had in my head for like 5 years, and then I finally wrote down, I started May of 2020. Don't shoot me. First story you ever wrote, that fan fiction. It was not really fan fiction. only in the sense of it was new. I wasn't really, my dogs. This is gonna be a heavily edited video. The first story I ever wrote, not really a fan fiction, it was a, it was a vampire story where I had this idea that someone could stay a vampire if the clan that they were a part of fed off each other. I might touch on that vampire idea again, who knows. Authors that inspired my writing the most. That one's really hard because I feel like I'm a culmination of all writings that I've read over the years, that it's all kind of come together, and I might have taken a bit here and a bit there. Will say when it comes to things that I like to read, I definitely really love the memoirs and such as like George Carlin's memoir, Carrie L's memoir, Dick Van Dyke's memoir. I've read Michelle Obama's memoir and stuff, and I don't know why I have a fascination with famous people's memoirs. I even have read people who weren't as famous, you know, like maybe they were just famous in their niche of like the military, or like someone who's maybe spent a number of years in prison for a crime they never committed. For some reason I find those types of stories, especially overcoming adversity type stories, those are really the ones that get me. But the way, I know she's gotten some backlash, but J.K. Rowling, the way she created the Harry Potter world, I find that fascinating, that it came from someone's mind, and you can see the influence from other areas, but it's still really good. And even Gillian Flynn, I've loved her writing. I like her flawed characters, and I try to have that same thing where it's this character that you love but you also hate, and it's just interesting. So, all right, do you schedule your writing sessions or simply writing whenever you can find time? Both. I can only write in the evening. I'll try to schedule, but then I'm kind of flexible with, you know, something with the kids comes up, or my daughter does extracurriculars, so I'll take her there, or I'll take my laptop with me when she goes to her extracurriculars and get writing done. So it's a little bit of everything. I'm not fixated to one side or the other. Do you type on a computer, typewriter, write everything out by hand, or use a blend of those? And where do you write in general? I really should write in a fixed location, but I feel bad for my husband having to deal with the kids, and like I'm in a room locked away and I'm just typing, and I'm like, ugh. So I will go hang out in the living room with my laptop, or set up at the dining room while I'm waiting for my son to finish his food, and because he does better when someone's sitting with him. It's weird. So I'm a little bit of a nomad writer, but there is times where I got to recognize I need to sit down and focus, and that's when I kind of go to my happy place of the guest bedroom. Are you most looking forward to now that you're part of Authortube? I don't feel a part of it yet, honestly. And I'll probably always feel that imposter complex. We always kind of feel that with our writing, especially when you go back and edit and you're like, oh God, who wrote this? Was I 10 when I wrote this? Any of that. But I guess I look forward the most of being a part of Authortube with helping people. I really like helping people, even if it's not the advice I give. Maybe like clicking on my video sends them to the video that opens their eyes and they get what they need from it. For me personally, I felt like in Authortube, it's a lot of people who seem established. You don't get the beginning stories as much. So I wanted some more beginning stories on Authortube for myself, as well as see people who are keeping a full-time job. Some people are, but do they also have a family with that full-time job? I haven't seen that as much. It's usually one or the other, where they have a family, but they're a full-time YouTuber writer, or they have a full-time job and they don't have a significant other, at least that they talk about. They could. Some people don't share everything on YouTube. I don't plan to try to share everything, but you will get the authentic me at least. Hence the awkward looking away and out the window when I'm trying to think. That's it. Happy writing.